You hate the process. You love the idea of results, but the daily grind to get there feels like torture. That's why you start strong on Monday and quit by Thursday. You think motivation will carry you, but it never does. And here's the brutal truth. If you can't learn to love the process, you'll spend your entire life chasing outcomes that feel empty the moment you achieve them. The Japanese solved this problem centuries ago. Not with discipline hacks or productivity porn, with a single philosophical shift that makes the journey feel better than the destination. It's called process-oriented thinking, and it's why Japanese craftsmen spend 60 years perfecting one skill and actually enjoy it, while Westerners jump from goal to goal, achieve them, then immediately feel hollow. I'm about to explain this philosophy in the simplest terms possible, show you why your brain is wired to hate the process, and give you the exact mental shift that makes daily repetition feel rewarding instead of soul-crushing. If you've ever wondered why nothing you accomplish feels good enough, this is why. Here's what most people get wrong. They think loving the process means forcing themselves to enjoy boring tasks. It doesn't. It means shifting focus from outcome to action, from future reward to present improvement. Your brain hates delayed gratification. It wants dopamine now, not in 6 months when you hit your goal. That's why motivation dies. Your brain realizes the reward is far away and shuts down effort. Japanese philosophy flips this. Instead of "I'll be happy when I lose 20 pounds, it's "I improved one today." Instead of "I'll feel successful when I make 6 figures, it's "I executed my system today." The reward isn't the outcome. The reward is showing up and doing the thing. This sounds like motivational garbage until you understand the neurological mechanism behind it. Your brain releases dopamine not just when you achieve goals, but when you make measurable progress toward them. The problem is, most people set goals so far in the future that daily actions feel disconnected from progress. You go to the gym today, step on the scale, see the same number, and your brain interprets that as no progress, no reward. Why bother? Japanese process thinking shrinks the feedback loop. Progress isn't measured against the final goal. It's measured against yesterday. Did you show up today when yesterday you didn't? That's progress. Did you do one more rep than last week? That's progress. Did you write 200 words when last month you wrote 0? Progress. Your brain gets rewarded daily, not in 6 months. That changes everything. Let me give you a concrete example. 2 people want to learn piano. Person A sets a goal to play Chopin's Nocturne in E-flat major within 1 year. Every day they practice, they measure progress against the final performance. Month 3, they're still stumbling through scales. It feels like failure. They hate practice because it reminds them how far they are from the goal. They quit. Person B doesn't set an outcome goal. They set a process goal. Practice 20 minutes daily. That's it. Success isn't playing Chopin. Success is sitting at the piano for 20 minutes. Some days they learn 2 measures. Some days they refine 1 chord transition. Every day they practice, they win. The goal was to practice, and they did. Dopamine hits. Progress feels real. 6 months later, person B is playing pieces person A never touched because they actually enjoyed the process enough to keep going. This isn't theory. This is how Japanese artisans approach mastery. A sushi chef doesn't think, "I'll be a master in 10 years. He thinks, "Today the first will perfect my rice." Tomorrow, he perfects his knife technique. The day after, he studies fish quality. Every single day is a complete win because the goal isn't the distant title of master. The goal is today's refinement. 10 years pass, and he's a master, but he never suffered waiting for it, because every day was its own reward. Here's where Westerners mess this up. They try to apply this philosophy, but still keep the outcome obsession. They say, "I'll focus on the process," but in their head, they're still fixating on the result. They still check their weight every morning. They still calculate how long until they hit their income goal. They still measure progress against the finish line, then wonder why they're miserable. True process-oriented thinking requires letting go of the outcome entirely, not pretending it doesn't matter, actually releasing attachment to it. You shift identity from person trying to become X to person who does Y daily. You're not someone trying to get fit. You're someone who trains. You're not trying to become a writer. You're someone who writes. The identity is the action, not the outcome. This sounds abstract, so let me make it tactical. Most people structure their goals like this. Outcome goal: lose 20 pounds, lose 20 pounds. Action: go to the gym. Measurement: scale weight. Problem: the measurement is disconnected from the action. You can train perfectly for 2 weeks and see zero scale movement due to water weight, muscle gain, hormonal fluctuation. Your brain interprets this as failure even though you executed flawlessly. Process-oriented thinking restructures it. Process goal: train 4 times per week. Measurement: did the first train 4 times this week? Outcome: irrelevant for daily motivation. Yes or no. Did you do the thing? If yes, you succeeded. Scale goes up, down, stays the same. Doesn't matter. You hit your process goal. Win. Dopamine. Repeat. Now here's what happens over time. You stack these daily wins. Week 1, you train 4 times. Win. Week 2, you train 4 times. Win. Week 3, same. Month 1 complete, 16 sessions done. Your brain has been rewarded 16 times. Meanwhile, person A has been torturing themselves, stepped on the scale 30 times, felt like a failure 28 of those times, and is about to quit. 6 months later, you've stacked 96 wins. Your brain is conditioned to associate training with reward. It's no longer a grind. It's a source of daily accomplishment. And here's the paradox. By completely detaching from the outcome and focusing only on process, you actually achieve better outcomes because you never quit. Person A wanted to lose 20 pounds and quit after losing 5. You didn't care about the number and lost 30 because you enjoyed the process enough to keep going. This is why Japanese craftsmen reach levels of mastery Westerners can't comprehend. It's not because they're more disciplined. It's because they've structured their entire approach to generate daily rewards from the process itself. A potter doesn't think, I need to make 10,000 bowls to become a master. He thinks, today the first'll make 1 bowl better than yesterday's. He does that for 40 years and enjoys every single day because every single day he won. Let me show you how to apply this immediately. Pick one thing you keep quitting because you hate the process. Working out, writing, learning a skill, building a business, whatever. Right now, you probably have an outcome goal attached to it. I want to make 10,000 per month. I want to write a book. I want to run a marathon. That goal is why you hate the process, because every day you're not there yet feels like failure. Reframe it as a process goal, not make 10,000 per month. Instead, execute my business system daily. Not write a book. Instead, write for 30 minutes every morning. Not run a marathon. Instead, run 3 times per week. Now, redefine success. Success is no longer the outcome. Success is executing the process. Did you write for 30 minutes? Yes? You succeeded today. Doesn't matter if what you wrote was garbage. You hit your process goal. Win. Here's what happens neurologically. Your brain stops associating the activity with distant, unreliable rewards and starts associating it with immediate, guaranteed rewards. You show up, you win. That's the deal. No conditions. No only if the outcome moves forward. Just pure action-reward loop. After 2 weeks of this, your brain will start craving the process because it's learned the process itself delivers dopamine. This is the shifty. You're not grinding toward a future version of yourself. You're becoming the type of person who does the thing. The outcome becomes a side effect, not the goal. And paradoxically, this is how you actually achieve the outcomes you wanted in the first place, because you never quit. Japanese philosophy has a term for this. Shugyo. It means lifelong practice, where the practice itself is the purpose. You're not practicing to become something. You're practicing because you're someone who practices. The identity is the action. A swordsman doesn't train to win fights. He trains because he's a swordsman. Training is what swordsmen do. The outcome of being skilled is inevitable, but it's not the point. Here's my challenge to you. Pick one area where you hate the process. Reframe your goal from outcome to process. Redefine success as executing the process, not moving the outcome needle. Track only process adherence. Did you do the thing today? Yes or no? Give yourself 30 days of this. Just 30 days where you completely ignore outcome metrics and only celebrate process execution. I guarantee you'll start enjoying the process more. Not because the tasks got easier, but because your brain is getting rewarded daily instead of suffering in delayed gratification. Hell, and when you check the outcome after 30 days, you'll be shocked how much progress you made while you weren't obsessing over it. The Japanese figured out something most people never learn. The process is the point. The outcome is just proof you stuck to the process. When you love the process, outcomes become inevitable. When you hate the process and chase outcomes, you quit before you ever get there. That's the difference between someone who masters something and someone who tries 50 things and quits them all. Stop chasing results. Start loving the process. Not because it's motivational advice, but because it's the only way your brain will let you sustain effort long enough to actually achieve anything meaningful. The outcome you want is on the other side of 1,000 days of process execution. If you hate those 1,000 days, you'll never get there. If you learn to love them, you'll arrive before you even realize it. Now go reframe one goal as a process. Track it for 30 days, then come back and tell me if you still hate the journey. Subscribe for more frameworks that actually explain how your brain works, instead of just yelling at you to be more disciplined. Drop a comment telling me which process goal you're committing to for the next 30 days. Let's see who actually does this.